The Gorecast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the station of decapitation without your head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Live. Oh God.
What?
Credit. Sorry. I don't know what happened there, people.
Hello, by the way.
Hello.
We're still trying to work out a few minor technical issues here after...
No, you turned on the studio lights and I forgot to adjust. That's literally what happened.
Oh. All sorted. We good?
Hello. Yeah, good. Welcome to the shit, everybody. Welcome to the Gorecast. I'm flustered. I still have to do these things.
Okay. Welcome to the Gorecast, where this week we are going to be going through a couple of screeners that we got sent in, and we're also going to be taking a look at a fantastic series which admittedly started last year, but we saw the trailer for season 2 of it. I think we discussed it last week. So we decided, screw this, we're going to dive in and take a look at season 1, and it was interesting to say the least. But, however, to kick things off while my partner in crime does the social
I
media
committed no crimes.
We'll stuff.
We'll just get that on air right now. Crime.
Donkey. I figure we might as well talk about a couple of films that are going to be coming out soon enough, including, to start off with, Along Came the Devil, which is set to be released on the 10th of August. Based on true events, Along Came the Devil basically tells the story of Ashley, who, after a rather troubled childhood, decides that the best thing in the world she can do is, along with her friend, is conduct a little bit of a seance so that she can try and get in contact with, I think it's her dead mother. This, unfortunately, unwittingly opens the door for something that is most definitely not her dead mother to come along and take possession of Ashley, forcing her friends and loved ones to basically deal with the situation and trying to battle off this demon as best they can. Fortunately, with the aid of Pastor John, who comes in and has to perform an exorcism.
Hardcore name.
Pastor John?
Yeah.
Well, gets the job done apparently. He has to come in and perform an exorcism and is intent on having the demon tell me its name, which apparently was the name of the film originally.
Tell me its name?
Well, tell me your name, technically. I saw a trailer for it ages ago and was wondering why I hadn't seen anything for it since, and then realised the reason I hadn't was because it had been changed to Along Came the Devil. So there's that. But it does...
Makes total sense.
Yeah, but, it looks like a decent entry in the old exorcism genre, and... yeah, as I said, once it comes out 10th of August, sometime soon after it, I'm sure we'll probably be reviewing it here, because, yeah, sounds like decent fun. Next on the list of stuff that is worth talking about, due out on September... Oh, no, I forgot. Due out in September.
Nice.
Thank you. Is the film Hellfest, which I think we briefly touched upon before. But Hellfest is basically going to be telling the story of a group of teenagers. I'm assuming they're teenagers, because it's always teenagers. They go to a horror-themed amusement park and are a little bit distraught and confused when they're not quite sure if what they're seeing is all part of the show or actually the real-life killings of a masked serial killer who has decided to go into this costume-themed Halloween setup and go killing left, right, and centre. I'm not going to lie, we've seen similar stories before, but at the end of the day, they're always just so much fun.
Water there, sorry.
Yeah, work well. They're always just so much fun. And,
that's cold.
yeah, basically this one looks like it's going to be just as much fun because, well, the key to a film like this is to not take yourself too seriously, I think. And as long as it does that, then you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the violence. So, yeah, this Hellfest is going to be due out on September the 28th. Haha, I remembered stuff. Yay! It was originally set to be directed by Jennifer Lynch, but for some reason, yeah, she was later replaced by Gregory Plotkin. Yeah, I knew there was more info that I had in my head somewhere around the way. Yeah. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Those were the two films that I kind of popped out at me in the last couple of weeks, and I was supposed to talk more about them last week, but I got so head up with Comic-Con and all the awesomeness that came out of that I kind of took us on a bit of a sidebar and I went into that. But yeah, I returned nonetheless. So definitely look forward to 2 of those films getting reviewed. Well, obviously, once they're both out, one in August, one in September. But yeah, definitely fun. Looking forward to them. So, very good. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Nearly there now.
Okay. Should I start going into the screeners?
No, because we're doing lore first.
Because I'm an idiot and I keep forgetting that
Yeah.
fact.
Do you remember you asked me before we went
Yes,
on the
I
show?
know, I know.
And
Sorry.
then even when you asked me before we went to the show, I was like, that's what we agreed on.
I've had a lot of shit on my plate lately, alright?
Lore. We thought we'd start off with lore because we knew I was going to get stuck promoting things and wouldn't have time to be talking to like I'm doing now.
Yeah, okay.
And we thought lore would be a good little Comic-Con thing, which give you an excuse to talk about all the other movies that we were doing.
My brain is blah, alright? I got this. Okay, so once upon a time, Aaron Mankey had a podcast in which basically he gave detailed accounts and
A fucking huge podcast, just to clarify, 3.5 million subscribers or some shit. Some crazy number anyway.
well, that would certainly explain why his podcast got taken up by Amazon Prime or Amazon Network and turned into a TV show. Basically following the same anthology style where
We
each...
wouldn't know what that's like.
Anyway,
Jokes.
following the same style that he had done for his podcast, whereby it's an anthology series, each episode being a different story, or it's just this is really good old school horror. I cannot stress this enough. In a day and age where we are sick to our back teeth of colour by number stuff with the typical jump scares and all the rest of it, this is storytelling at its finest, whereby creep factor is dialed up. You get some nice, intriguing stories. The fact that they're based on true events makes it all the better because it just adds to everything. Now, the first season saw us having 6 fantastic tales.
3 of which I got to see.
Yeah, and I really can't believe that you missed the last episode because, man,
I still have it.
But I mean that you didn't have a chance.
I'm going to watch it when you leave.
Okay, fine.
Especially now that you're like, you see the last episode too much. I can't believe you lost the match.
You're going to watch it now. You're going to be sitting there going, "Why was Giz so amped up about this?" Guarantee it, because you're you.
I'll just hate it because you told me it's going to be awesome. That's not that. Look, only 30 to 35% of my reviews are on that basis.
All right, fair
40
enough.
maybe.
Yeah, there's 6 episodes in the first season. The first episode deals with consumption, and more accurately, it deals with this series has worked out really well because you get kind of an intro, and it will give you a rough outline of what it is that you're going to be watching. You then get a dramatized story with interludes of a dramatized story based on actual events with interludes of other topical information. The first one was basically about being buried alive, about dealing with death. And while the main story was about consumption, it started off with a tale about a woman being buried alive and had various extracts about funeral customs, and more importantly, the lengths that people went to make sure that most horrific events didn't actually befall them. I mean, specially designed coffins with bells and things like that on the inside, that if you woke up still inside, you could ring a bell and, someone come along and dig you up. In fact, apparently that's where the term "Saved by the Bell" actually came from, as opposed to being a much-loved 1990s kids sitcom with a very dark behind-the-scenes history.
Screech.
No, he was.
No, it wasn't
not
Screech. Belding.
Belding.
It's a bell.
Yeah,
Belding.
although Screech did go on to become an actual porn star for a while.
One
That was it.
porn movie a porn star does not make you.
He self-funded a bunch of stuff.
He self-funded one.
2 or 3.
One.
That was 2 or 3.
One.
You are scarily sure about this
I'll tell you why. Do you want to know why?
because you went looking it up.
No,
Okay.
that's not it. That's not it at all. It's the law of rationalism. So, if you think about it rationally, after everyone saw Screech naked the first time,
No.
where's the urgency for the other 2 movies? Thank you.
I'm blind.
I
My
didn't.
eyes.
I didn't actually see it, but apparently parts of him are rather impressive.
Yeah, he's got a massive dong. It doesn't. It's still Screech naked with him. Now he's got a massive. He's Screech. Think about that. Now think massive dong on top of that.
Okay, let's just get the fuck back on the topic.
One.
Sorry I made the joke now. Anyway, what's the name of the episode? They Made a Tonic, I think.
They made a tonic.
Yeah.
It is.
As I said, mainly deals with this story of a case of consumption that strikes various members of a family, which through folklore they're led to believe, or the notion is put into their heads that it's actually a demon, and that they have to go digging up corpses and extricate the demon, and it's a whole thing. And once again,
it is a whole thing.
Yeah. And once again, the fact that it's real kind of drives it to the front.
Because there's 3/5 of his family dead.
Yeah.
And then they have to go dig up those 3/5
Yeah.
to try and save the 4/5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's basically it.
Next up is Echoes, where
The thing with consumption wasn't what? You're kind of like, where's the horror in the consumption side of things?
the fact that it's a slow withering death, and at that
Yes,
time they
but
had
it also ties into horror due to the fact that a drunken Irishman had gotten wind of this.
Yes,
and
okay.
while clippings of a certain book were being written,
Well-
all of the shit that they did to try and get rid of the demon and the clippings all run rather similarly.
actually no.
Hund und Hand.
Actually, no, it was because the lengths that they went to were publicised
Hmm.
widely, because everyone was looking, going, wow, those superstitious mad bastards. And it got labelled as a certain name, and then that name afterwards, he read the newspapers and went, oh, and started writing. Yeah, why not? Why not? The next episode on the list is actually truly horrific because it's centred around the field of lobotomies. Jesus.
Oh, yeah, shit, I forgot about this one.
Christ. I mean, that was squeamish to watch for me because, like, there's a doc, and he's the one that he basically perfected the idea of lobotomies as a quick and easy way of dealing with the mentally ill, rather than a more protracted and expensive process that had been already developed. Initially seeing favourable results despite the barbarism of what the fuck he was doing. These results...
Yeah, you're going to hear audio for minutes on the computer stuff.
These results are eventually proven to be a whole pile of, no, you should not have done that. The doc is eventually his procedure is replaced by Thorazine.
The idea of
A pill basically does the job of his ice pick, which apparently was the first one that he did. Once again, it's the fact that all of this stuff really took place and is highlighted with various different stories over the course of the main narrative, which point out the lengths to which some of the mental health practice went to through the centuries. And to be perfectly honest, it's terrifying to realize that a lot of these practices were just torture.
Yeah.
You can't even say that it was a fine
For
line.
the greater good.
No, for the sake of putting people out of the public's eye.
The
Public
greater
eyelight.
good.
But yeah, that was one that definitely had me going, "Rrr."
We say hello to people that we got in.
Yeah.
We have Pam, she's in the audience.
Hey, Pam.
We have
Pam.
Darren McKenna.
Dara, how are you, son?
That man is religious. It's like Sundays. Be here. Robin McCardle. I don't remember you've been here before, but that's a cool name.
Hello, welcome to the show.
That's a very cool name. Alejandro Gutierrez. I got one right.
Well done.
I got a foreign name right.
Go you.
First go.
Hello, Alejandro.
Susie Marshalla Lee. That's Pixie. Hello.
Hello, Pixie.
And Anna Burton.
Barton.
Burton.
Yeah.
And Pam again. Hello.
Oh, Brereton. There's
Brereton,
an R. We can't
Yeah.
see it because it's weird colouring.
It's white on green.
I know, but it's kind of... Anyway. Howdy, folks. Welcome to the show.
Aloha. Episode 3.
Oh, yeah, the Irish one, Black Stockings.
Yeah.
Whereby, for those...
Nice black stockings, by the way. We'll give the one credit to.
No. Why he had a problem with that, I will never know. Mad bastard.
I can tell you why.
Because, unfortunately, Catholic Ireland back then had a problem with women that were actually fucking independent, despite
And
the
probably
fact
due to the fact that you never seem to put those stockings on unless you're leaving the house where
She's
I'm
gone-
at and you're no longer going to be in.
She's
So
gone-
where are you going in the stockings?
She's making them.
I know she's making them. My lovely girlfriend over there, when she saw her put on one stocking, was like, she's banging someone else anyway, that one.
I did.
Straight away, she's banging someone else.
Back on track. All of this leads her.
Morning, Mick.
All of this leads her husband to believe that she has in fact been taken by fairies and is a changeling.
We have the Aussie contingent in.
Oh,
yes.
Hello. For those of you unfamiliar with Irish lore, a changeling is basically when a fairy decides to take
It's
you.
a fucker of a fairy that comes in and robs you and then comes back as you.
Oftentimes,
But it's not you.
a lot of the times it's babies that are associated with being changelings, or
Yep.
at least, yeah. It's funny because it's going to be the central point of a character in the upcoming Hellboy film.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Interesting thing about this one is that she wasn't changing at all. He was batshit crazy.
Yeah, he wasn't. It wasn't Hellboy. He's batshit crazy, superstitious fucking kinfolk. Jesus H, tap dancing Christ.
Well, we are a superstitious lot of fuckers now, to be honest.
And the preacher didn't make things any better. Priests.
I had to explain to my American friends that were over when they were like, what's that big ring thing on the way to Galway? And I was like, oh, that's a fairy ring. And they're like, why does the motorway go around it? And I was like, oh, because evidently you can't knock down a fairy ring to build a motorway through it. Shit happens. Like, what sort of shit?
Changelings.
Changelings. That's it. I'm actually going to send Brett that episode.
Banshees.
Banshees. Man.
They're a member of the side. They're a fairy folk. Banshee or Harbinger of Doom tied in with Morgan.
Indeed.
Who was one of
Riders of Doom.
No. Anyway, next one.
Yeah.
Passing Notes. Passing Notes is a fantastic look at basically spiritualism and the beginning of the seances, with Robert Patrick playing an awesome Reverend Phelps, who is basically, he's a Quaker, I think, so very...
I just love that word, sorry.
But Puritan, very, a very set religious beliefs, and basically he decides to compromise these beliefs in order to communicate with his dead wife, because he can't get past it. Once that happens, it's believed that instead of contacting his dead wife, he instead contacts the spirit of an old witch. This, of course, gets the entire community in uproar, and it even leads to almost a national scandal once this story hits the papers, resulting in his brother and his son coming back and everyone getting in his face, basically. But it is, once again, just the way that the story is told is very atmospheric. It is a fantastic look at a craze which really did sweep America by storm in the late 1800s and early 1900s, and even to this day still goes on, and is a very interesting look at how it began, and is at times really chilling. Just the setup, the atmosphere, everything. It's really, really well done.
Will we hit a trailer for season 1?
Yeah.
Because I also wanted to show the trailer for season 2 at some stage, because that's what got us so excited.
Byron is watching.
Really?
Is he?
Yeah.
Byron, how are we getting on, boy?
That's hello.
Hey, Byron.
We were just okay. We'll go. Everyone's finished saying hello to Byron. Okay, we'll go trailer. Then we'll say hello to Byron again when we come back. Lore season 1.
Be gone from this house!
Throughout history, folklore has given a voice to our fears. I'm Aaron Mankey. And this is lore.
This demon that keeps reaching back from the grave to feast on the blood of the loved one.
I'm not a changeling. I'm the woman you married.
In the name of the Father, I command you! Tell us your name!
Any questions about the procedure?
There exists a life after this one, and that we can return.
Robert is real, and he doesn't like it when you scold me.
I know exactly what you are! Be gone from this house!
Don't subscribe to them because they're not us. Or no, actually, no. Do I don't know who the fuck they are, but do subscribe to them if you feel like it. Whoever they are.
So as you can see, mixed bag of awesome horror, including the last 2 episodes, which are
And very educational.
yeah,
Because it gives you the science behind the folklore, and then gives you a story that very much describes how fucking crazy people were back in the 18th century.
especially if like the two of us, you're familiar with certain aspects of. There was a couple of the stories where I'm kind of watching, going, yeah, like the next one, The Beast Within, which basically tells the story of werewolves, and a lot of the information they brought up, like things like the Beast of Javadon and a few other bits and pieces, describing the old school notion of a werewolf. With you could tell a werewolf because they didn't have a tail; they just had a third. It's actually the leg hanging up to make it look, and they're walking on 3 legs. Anyway, the main narrative for The Beast Within is probably the basis for Red Riding Hood, to be perfectly honest. A girl encounters a wolf in the forest when she's younger. There was a spate of deaths. She manages to fight off the wolf. 10 years later, the beast is back and it's on a killing spree. And 10 years later, the beast is on a killing spree and the town is in a hubbub, obviously. And
What's happening, you beautiful bastards from Byron? I only saw that message now.
Nice.
We're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Talking about lore.
Yeah.
Just noticed that Ari's in as well.
Oh, hi Ari.
What's up?
Hello. We get to do that. That's awesome.
Good.
Yeah. Anyway, Beast Within is a fantastic story that really does a very good job of analysing what kind of people.
You just keep talking. That's good.
Analysing what kind of people inspired the notion of werewolves, not just how they looked, but also the behaviour, and more importantly, what kind of people used the superstition of these to their advantage. Because at the end of the day, the main bad guy in this truly is a monster, but one can't really call him a werewolf. Classy. Yeah, true. The last episode of Lore, personally, 90% of it, I had that chill up my spine.
We're on air right now.
What?
I don't believe it.
What?
With coffee. It was just very Ron Burgundy. Just the.
Oh,
We're on air right now. I don't believe it.
Fair enough.
Mo.
But yeah, the last episode, Unboxed, just for me personally, I thought it was one of the best ones just because I had the chill factor going up my spine most of the fucking episode. It revolves around dolls. Haunted, fucked up dolls. And
I feel that your assumptions on what I was going to think of the one that you told me was going to be awesome
what?
are probably going to be true.
Oh, yeah.
They don't get me. I like a scary doll movie as much as the next guy, but they just don't.
This one's done very well. Rather than
It's
having,
not just an hour of.
No, it's not at all. It goes into detail about doll making. Some of those dolls, I mean, there are lifelike dolls called reborns. They are the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
Right.
They look like actual newborn babies.
Reborns.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're replica babies, right?
Okay.
Goes into doll making and all the rest of it. Now the main narrative revolves around Robert. Yeah, revolves around Robert the doll, which is owned by Gene Otto, a young boy who gets gifted this doll by his aunt, who basically saw it in a shop and thought it would make a fantastic gift for her rather introverted nephew. This is a terrible fucking idea. Because apparently the
I'm
doll...
obviously looking for an old school one, am I?
No, any of them...
I'm not going to go with that one, obviously.
They're-
That's a doll.
Yeah! Yeah, it is.
I'll go with that one because he looks like, what was that gangster? We'll go with-
Al Capone?
Yeah, he's got like, he does, doesn't he? He's got a bit of a, rah, see? Rah.
Make my way.
I'm a goddamn baby, see? Rah.
Man. But you can understand, like... But anyway, in this case, Robert the doll speaks to Otto, or speaks to
You
Gene.
can still punk gig it though. That's my issue with those dolls.
This family does more than that. The antics get so bad, right? It's... Gene is basically blaming Robert for a bunch of stuff that happens through the house. Mr. Otto, the father, is taking none of it, having none of it. He's sick and tired of Gene basically blaming this toy for all the crap that he's doing. He's playing pranks. They can't hire anyone to look after the house because of all the crap that he's pulling.
Yeah.
he's just causing mayhem. They eventually nail Robert into a box. This is after the aunt even arrives on and kind of goes, look, I got him this toy to be a friend, but clearly this has gone beyond a joke. They nail Robert into a box, put him into the attic. Next morning, the aunt is found dead, and Robert is not in the box anymore. And here's what was cool, right? You know the way a film like this, they'll do the jump scare, you turn around, the doll is there, or something like that.
Yeah.
This did very good reveal scares. Like, you'll see Jean in bed. You'll see Jean in bed, and a light will be turned on.
Yeah. I like it so far.
The light will be turned on, and as the light is turned on, you realise that in front of him, because in the shadows the whole time, was Robert just sitting on the chair. Stuff like that. Or the old fella hears noises upstairs, it's like, Jean, cut that out, I told you to go to sleep. And he'll just kind of, whatever way he looks, he realises that Jean is actually asleep on the couch in front of him. You know, out in the hallway. You know, little things like that make it a really cool chill factor episode. And, you know, it's really exemplifies, I think, how this series as a whole works. To blend real life stories and Jesus, tap dancing, Christ, man. Sorry, he's bringing up pictures of these reborns, and some of them are...
I'm just trying to find one that gives a good description.
Yeah, they do, and not just one or two. Yeah. That's just... I think that one touched an electric
You keep
cable.
talking, I'm just trying to find something to share to the audience.
I'm done talking about the episode in the series, really. It's like a fantastic series. I can't wait to see season 2. To be perfectly honest...
Speaking of season 2, segue! Here's a trailer. Studio. Sorry about the trailers, evidently been playing too big for some reason. I might put that on at the end of the show again.
Did that work? We were attempting to show you a picture of one of the terrifying doll thingies.
Yeah, there you go. You can click the link. There it is. Fucking creepy little son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's...
Thank you, Innie. Innie? Linny? Innie.
Innie.
Innie. Who else we got in? We got Tracy. Hello, Tracy.
Hello.
From Scream Radio. If you guys like listening to horror instead of watching it, Scream Radio. But it is. Because we're video and they're radio. So.
All they hear is Radio Gaga. Radio. Radio. Because it's Scream Radio.
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's alright, Trish. You can use that one if you want.
Spelled with an SCRM.
Yeah.
I might get you to record that.
And this is what happens.
Might get you to record that. I forgot. I'm actually a bit upset we didn't continue with that song a little bit more. Oh, I felt like it had a bit of a... I felt like it was going somewhere, basically, is what I'm going to say.
Although we are being recorded. We do this sometimes where you'll just off the top of our head come up with a song and it's brilliant and we'll never record it and it's just terrible.
Yeah, we can actually go back this time.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to screener time, because everything else we talked about has either happened or hasn't happened yet. Which is kind of the theme of the show, because technically none of these have happened yet. either in a general release kind of way. Oh no, I think I actually think Face of Evil's out already. If memory serves me correctly. So we'll start with Face of Evil, Stephen, as it's out.
Doesn't say there.
I'm pretty sure it does. Take it away on Face of Evil there for a second, and I'll clarify it.
Okay.
One of us wrote this fantastic article earlier.
When Jay returns home from Iraq, Afghanistan, whatever place it was that they sent him.
War.
He arrives back just in time for 4th of July, and the party set up by his, quite frankly, somewhat burnout friends quickly deteriorates into...
This is available now.
Ah, okay, cool. Yes. Quickly deteriorates into madcap, Evil Dead-style insanity when a bottle of evil booze that he brings back from his war-torn travels turns his ex, who is over for the party...
Yes,
you know,
that's how those things go.
Yeah. Turns her into, well, basically the undead. And things...
The evil undead.
One might almost say.
Because there's even some certain sound effects that are a little bit... They're not full on... Whoa.
No.
I can't do it now. I was doing this. Whoa. You got it. It's here. No, it's again. I'd take a second to warm into it.
There's actually a type of singing that involves
monk chanting. Yes. The Om monks featured in your
breathing.
cult promo.
Deep breathing. Yeah.
They've also done Metallica covers and things like that.
That was did it? I'm familiar with Gregorian doing.
Yes, that might have been the Gregorian. I knew some bunch of monks covered it anyway.
Yeah, they did one or two. Yeah.
Monking around.
Were you too busy singing? Put that body down.
I was talking about them yesterday, actually.
Just trying to be friendly.
So we do it. Wait! We got a unicorn.
Whoa! Which one? Oh, Eric. Hey, Eric.
I should have started with that. Thanks for putting the link in there, Tracy. That's way more convenient than my crap delivery.
Nice one.
With the SCR. No, I can't do it.
Anyway, as I was saying, Jay comes back from war-torn, wherever, with a bottle of evil booze. His ex comes over being all, "Hi there, how are you doing?
I haven't seen you so long. Wow, war really buffs a man up."
And to be fair to Jay, he's like, "Oh, for God's sake, why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here?
You goddamn floozy."
But she inevitably convinces him to have a couple of shots with her, and while she drinks too much, and all of a sudden, whoops, a daddy.
Everybody's in the bedrooms.
So, of course, once, I think it's Jennifer is her name? Jenny, that's it. Once Jenny goes somewhat Evil Dead, the fun really gets started as...
But there's no somewhat. She full-blown Evil Dead's it.
I know, but it's like not an actual Evil Dead movie, so...
Evil Dead.
Anyway, the fun really gets started as various other partygoers end up getting whacked in short order as everyone...
Yeah, he demolishes the party in a rather quick fashion.
Everyone that dies and is killed by one of these deadite-like creatures comes back and they're thingy themselves. And Jay manages to get away. His sister is kind of trapped in the house.
Think zombies.
Yeah.
Or demons.
Yeah. He runs off. He's trying to get in contact with his Sarge. He figures, it's something he brought back with him because it's the booze. It's after starting. The Sarge will know what's going on. He does. He eventually gets in contact with his Sarge, and this leads to a madcap adventure whereby they're trying to figure out exactly what's going on. It's a government conspiracy that they were already inoculated for, and things got kind of out of hand, and there are people on the ground, and they got to find a doctor and figure out exactly how they're going to fix it, and it is all insanity the whole way through, which is very, very
Byron and
good.
Meg, sorry to interrupt. I can settle this thing right now. It's Limerick throat music because, sorry, it was just a Tibetan versus Mongolian throat.
Okay then.
It's an on-topic conversation, which is a change from the audience throats.
Yeah. Anyway, Face of Evil is a quirky, for the most part, very, very fast-paced. It does slow up.
I even made note when I was watching it that I was like 35 minutes in, and shit has significantly hit the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's a good solid hour of more shit hitting the fan.
Yeah, now there are a couple of parts whereby, the things kind of slow down for good fucking reason.
Mm-hmm.
And, you get more and more backstory, you get more and more conspiracy theory, you get Sarge being a total fucking, like, wow, Sarge is awesome. He's awesome. He's just like, yeah, we gotta shoot him in the head, and we gotta get over here, we gotta find the doctor. Where's the doctor? I don't know, I can't remember. We gotta find him. And it is just a really well put together roller coaster. And the main crux of the story is, as a viewer, sitting down and trying to figure out what exactly the fuck
is going on. Yeah, that's a good synopsis. An hour and a half of.
Yeah. Very well shot. Very good effects. Some of the sound effects, I think, give the game away that they're not taking themselves too seriously. Which, as I always say,
I still feel it's just not awesome.
I got none of that.
Probably better.
Okay, fair enough.
The thing I was saying to you before we went on the camera.
A while ago, I think, yes, vaguely.
I probably said that.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember what the hell you were.
Pardon me, one people. Sound designing. There we go.
That.
Yeah.
But I've derailed myself.
You said they were trying to not take themselves too seriously.
Yes, which is always a good thing.
With the quirky.
Yeah. Which is always a good. Well, no, the film itself.
And the quirky sound design.
Well, that too. But it's always a good thing, a good sign, because it means that you can go along and you can do a story whereby there's very little actual explanation given for the majority of it. There's just a lot of supposition and kind of guesswork and theories, which, to be fair, is what happens a lot of times when it comes to a movie that revolves around the undead anyway. Are we dealing with a virus? Are we dealing with some form of infection?
My only slight issue,
magic?
I feel, is that some of the hints are a little bit too...
There are hints that reveal basically what the fuck is going on by the end of the film.
Yeah.
There are these hints, and I
don't think you need to be super clued in to figure it out. It is done well, I will say that.
Yeah.
It's just that there's one particular scene where I think maybe if it's a little too much things happening back to back.
Once again, this could also go to the fact that you and I have seen a lot of films and read a lot of stories, and as a result, there are times when deductive reasoning kicks in, and you can kind of see where the story is going.
My deductive reasonings ruined cinema for me.
So is mine at times. Which is, but at the end of the day, for the most part, as long as you don't...
Except for Identity. John Cusack, we covered it a couple of weeks ago. Or did I just do it as a group watch?
I think we just did it as a group watch.
Yeah, that movie. By the first time I saw that movie, by the time I got to the end of it, I had pretty much accused fucking everyone in the movie. He did it! They're all in it! They're all in it. The fucking director did it as well, bastards.
The director definitely did it if he managed to make a film.
There was a guy that walked in, I bet you it was the director, and he was like doing a cameo, but he's actually the murderer.
Nice.
Like it was one of those, like literally everyone was very good at making everybody guilty by the end of the movie. Just like, oh, fantastic.
Okay. Well, actually, to be perfectly honest, Faces of Evil kind of has that feel as well, because the paranoia is high with Jay. Jay and the Sarge are running around, especially the paranoia is especially high with the Sarge.
Have we done the trailer for Faces of Evil?
Have we done the trailer? No, we have not.
No. We finished up final thoughts. Enjoyable movie. It's out now.
Yeah.
It is available to get on DVD and on VOD from Gravitas Ventures.
It's
if you're on Horror Amino, take a look at the article I did earlier. There's all of those.
Yeah, it's just a fun little film where you can just sit down and go, yes.
Yeah, no long intro, just, I'm back from the war. Oh, cool, let's have a party.
Yeah.
Everybody's drunk. Shit goes wrong. Crazy. Cue
Undead Insanity.
Cue Undead Insanity. Massive hook credits.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
A non-spoiler revealing synopsis of the whole movie right there for you.
Pretty much. Yep.
Johnny D approved.
Trailer.
Today, our country fell victim to another tragic mass shooting by the hands of a troubled. Americans feel less secure in their homes since the new terrorist branch is now seeding into our homeland and may strike.
Want to chalk?
Here's the hero!
What happened in my room? What the hell happened here, man?
Cheers.
I heard there's a party here.
Oh, what the?
It is an unusual epidemic. We don't really know what causes it yet. Nothing that can't be cured, though. What do you think is going on?
You know damn well what's going on. Why don't you just look outside?
Why an epidemic?
Why not if you can control it?
But you can't run away from your demons.
Don't you know how to kill zombies? Pop culture.
Not freaking zombies.
They're looking for us. Can't leave a trace till we get it. They know everything.
Who's Dr. Clark?
I'm a bet you should be taking care of us.
You a terrorist?
Are you infected? How do we know who's safe?
You don't. Trust nobody. We're the victims here.
Please stop.
As well,
Thank you.
because it's full all over.
Yeah.
Byron, while you're still there, also hello Bino. I just saw you pop in.
Bino,
nice
how
to
you
see
doing,
you.
man?
To see you, nice.
Bino.
We still want to get you on a show, Byron, at some stage. I don't know what fucking show it's going to be.
Terrified to watch horror show.
Not terrified to watch horror, but he's not a horror appreciator.
Okay.
Which is why sometimes it's cool to get a non. Well, the Ger Handy episode went down very well.
That's true.
That was a fun episode.
Yeah.
He doesn't watch any horror movies.
Yeah.
That wasn't the most horror. That was more the
Things.
horror of science,
Yeah.
more than horror with a couple of horrors.
Oh, briefly, by the way, Byrne, yes, I did find your rollies in my pocket. As soon as we got off the bus, I went, her rollies are in my pocket. In fact,
Rollies in my pocket.
they're still here. So, you know.
Oh, literally rollies. I thought it was like a box of rollies.
No.
Just literal rollies.
No, we were walking out. She goes, here, hang on to these for me. So, found them.
Andy Fay, how are you, sir?
Well, man, how are you on?
Fee Gates. This is in Germany.
Oh, cool. And,
Um,
Peter Coyle. Hello, well, I see you. Hello.
hello. Is that actually? We'll do a quick look up the line. Is there anyone else we missed? No, we got everyone. That's cool. We're fucking. April Butcher just joined in there. We're on it like a car bonnet tonight, man.
Ha!
Anyway, as I said, Gravitas Ventures. Get the movie from there. Well worth a watch if you got a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
I got an hour and a half to kill, and I need something that's not going to fucking fuck my brain. But still, actually, it does fuck your brain a little bit if you don't cop it. It would completely mind fuck you. Actually, I retract my comment. It's well worth the. What I'm assuming is like 10 quid, 10 to 20 quid, depending on are you going DVD or VOD. Tends to be the price. That's good. Moving on. What? My leg is the same. give or take. Slightly better on one side, slightly worse on the other side now. That's the best description.
Okay, on to the next one.
On to the next one.
Next up is The Basement.
Prepare for some late 90s, early 2000s flashbacks here.
Yeah, okay.
Does anyone remember the OC? I should have downloaded the theme tune. Do you remember the OC?
I just know that Jim Gordon was in it. Gotham. Got to place Jim Gordon was in the OC, I think.
I'm not super open Gotham.
It's awesome. It gets really good after like halfway through season 2, season 3.
That's a very long.
I know, but it's worth it.
That's a very long
Build.
You know, like you gave out to me about Breaking Bad, and I was like halfway through season 1, it picks up.
Dude,
Don't look at me like that.
I got to like season 4 or 5.
La, 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 la. You're the only one. La, la,
3
la,
times
la,
I had
la,
to
la.
watch that thing.
La, la,
I had to
la,
sit
la,
down.
la, greatest show in
All
the
right,
world. La,
it's-
la, 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 la.
It's safe. It's safe. You can talk again.
Cool.
Anyway, back to the film at hand. When Greg Owen decides to go out and get another bottle of wine for himself and the missus.
Hello from Ireland to Vegas. Sorry, just saying hello to people. And
hello, Vegas.
Hello, Michael. Here we go. Everyone's covered now again. Anyway.
Cool. Anyway.
Misha Barton, that used to be in the OC. The movie.
Ah, yeah, she plays Kelly. So she sends her husband Greg out to get a bottle of wine because they're having a fun night and they could do another one.
Mm-hmm.
Greg goes to the shop, politely declines an invitation from
her best friend.
Bianca, that's it.
Her best friend.
To hook up the following day.
Uh-huh.
And then before he gets to go home, bang slam, he's thrown in the back of a van by Bailey the Clown. Next thing you know, Greg is tied to a basement, and that's where he's...
No, Greg is in a basement, tied to a table. Chair. Table. It's like a school desk.
Desk thingy, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty
Which I will say, well done, because that'd be a bollocks to get out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much where he stays for the majority of the rest of the film, as things get dialed up to 11 in the crazy scale, I think is the best way of putting it.
Oh, yeah. They get dialed up to 29, I think.
Mm.
Isn't that how many random people show up? If
I
you know
think
what I
it's
mean.
only 8.
He's got fuckloads of friends, kind of.
Yeah. Basically, over the course of this film, Greg is basically...
Mistreated too.
Well, yeah, very mistreated.
Mm-hmm.
Is basically referred to by his captor as Billy. And over the course of his capture, Billy basically has to go through all the different aspects of his life and his own depravities, his own eventual crimes, capture, torture, and
Imprisonment,
beatings,
disfingerings.
All of this stuff Greg goes through while his tormentor refers to him as Billy, and basically takes on the aspect of these different characters, whether it be family members, whether
I boil it down really quickly. The crazy guy comes in and is basically like, okay, you be me, and I'm going to be everybody else. Continue. I was just to get it quicker.
So yeah, while this is going on, Kelly is making numerous efforts to try and find out what the smeg happened to her husband, because the law ain't doing nothing because he's only been missing for 2 hours. Well, he's only been missing 2 hours, and they're like, we can't do anything until 24 hours are up.
Yeah, well, that's true. But it's just like it's just like her numerous efforts seem to. They did significantly revolve around walking around the house on her phone, or sitting in the living room on her phone with a friend, or questioning her friend as to why certain people's digits are in certain people's phones.
Yeah, there is that. She does over the course of the film kind of lead to that. Yeah. But
mostly, she's just on the phone. My husband hasn't come home yet. Yeah, we know. You rang us there an hour or two ago. Cool, just letting you know. Chat to you in a bit. 4 hours later.
She also
my husband still hasn't come home. Are you just nagging to your husband? Because I'm starting to realise where he's gone.
She also goes down looking for him at the shop and questions Rowan behind
the shop around the corner. I'm just saying, I don't feel that it wasn't the most significant search for a loved one.
Yeah.
One could say. Fairly. Anyway, continuing, because her stuff is a
side story, really. The insanity that's going on in the basement.
What a doozy of a side story it is, though.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, over the course of the film, it's always good it's always fun when you run into a victim that is intelligent enough to try and work their way out of their situation. Now, while at first Greg is bemused, to say the very fucking least, at what the hell is going on and trying to figure out why he's being called Billy the whole time, eventually he does pick up and, to be fair,
yeah,
starts to kind of use it. And I thought that was brilliant. Personally, I thought that was... Anytime you see a character that's not just going to be...
He took the role and made it his own.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Like every good actor. Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this case, every good person that's being horribly, horribly tortured
I'll
psychologically,
be
physically.
whoever you want me to be. Just stop cutting my fucking fingers off. Jesus Christ. If you guys, on a graphic level, if you like watching nasty shit happen to people in a very up-close and graphic manner, like I can't think of a single thing that's done to this poor mother effer that isn't
shown
properly.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, here's the thing.
At all.
I've said it time and time and time again.
Mike Riddell, there's no particular topic tonight. We're just discussing some screeners and
A really cool TV show.
A really cool TV show called Lore.
Yeah, which was awesome. Who's watching?
Oh. Arta, hello.
Fuck. Gonna derail a little bit. Trying to find my track again.
Okay. Do you want me to?
When he was manipulating the graphic.
We were-
Yeah, that was it. Haha, sorry.
We were discussing how realistic all of this smashy
Violence.
was.
No, that was it. That's the point I was going to make. I've said it time and time and time again. Having ultra violence in a film is cool, but unless you have a story that's actually good enough to kind of validate having that kind of realistic...
You could just go down to the butcher's and watch someone pound on some meat.
Precisely. This has got a fantastic
I'm not
fucking
sure
story.
Did that come out right?
No, you pretty much, yeah.
Okay. It's just I feel it could be construed as something else.
Well, it's not like you were on about going down and pounding the tuna. Dragon Ball abridged. Gohan had to pound Chi-Chi's tuna.
Oh, gotcha.
Because Goku's dead, and who else is going to go get dinner? Anyway, the story and the hook in this is just fantastic. It really is. It's a joy to watch. Mainly because you have such intelligent characters. Yeah, you have your serial killer, but the fact that he is able, it's kind of like Split, I guess. The fact that he's able to do
I think
all
you
these...
could draw. Although, that's an interesting thing though.
There's a difference. And it's a difference that I'm not going to go into because it is...
We can't actually get into the difference without revealing.
Yeah, because it is integral to the plot. There is a lot more going on than you think.
Yeah.
And the bad guy, let's say, is a lot more complex than you think, and he's not...
Yeah, he is.
He's not just what he on the surface appears to be.
Not
and
remotely.
more importantly, Greg himself. Yeah, you kind of feel, a cheating bastard, but at the same time...
Well, as you'll testify, because you were watching me watch the film, for a good solid 2 minutes straight, as they were pretty much at the end of the movie, taking my brain out of my fucking head, going... then putting it back in, I was literally just like, no, what the... Wait,
I saw this film.
Whoa!
I saw this film earlier today, and he was watching the end of it when I arrived on, and it was just, I knew what was coming, and just to be able, I love being able to sit there with somebody when something like this that's going to be so, you don't see it coming.
That's actually how I felt by the end of it. I actually felt like someone had, spring cleaned my brain. I was just like, oh, I can't remember anything else but this movie now.
Yeah. It's just... We can't talk about it because if we do, it's going to fuck everything up. But it is a fantastic,
so fantastically
twist.
woven a story that there's no way of remotely talking about any of that stuff without it all.
What we can talk about, however, is the fact that the visual effects are fucking brilliant.
The practical effects are on point completely.
Yeah.
The acting is great.
The fact they're willing to have the balls to do that kind of gore, and like I said, they've got a good enough story to validate it.
Yeah.
There's
some very ingenuitive kills.
Yeah. There's some...
Because I'd never seen that happen before.
Poof. Yeah. There's some very familiar faces as well. A couple of, there's, as I said, there's...
What's her face?
Barton.
Misha Barton.
Misha Barton. There's also Tracy Thoms, who I've seen in a few different bits and pieces. Usually just a role, a series here and there. Like, she's in The Shield and some Person of Interest, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Something else. Basically, she's one of those actresses you're kind of going, oh, I know you. Even your man Greg, I know his voice from something, or else it just sounds familiar from something else. I thought maybe he did voice acting and stuff, but I was wrong. But overall, The Basement is a really good, enthralling horror movie.
Yeah, I was gripped.
You know?
Had me right by the cojones from start to finish.
Yeah, and once it starts going into the details of the killer's story, you're actually like, fuck, okay.
Yeah.
This is pretty fucking dark. And that how Greg uses those details himself later on, I thought was very...
Greg's a wily cat.
Yeah.
You know.
Now he does, there's a couple of missteps, but when he gets it right as well. And it's interesting to see the reactions and to kind of view the... get a look at the psyche of a person that's...
Or are you getting a look at the psyche? That's the other thing.
I'm not going to lie, I kind of, once again, because we've seen...
I feel it's a bit of column A and column B, to be honest.
Because we've seen so many films and because we've read so many stories, there was one or two things that I kind of had my suspicions on, which meant that I was able to look at him, at least, as being not so much crazy as something else.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I feel it's more the acting route.
Yeah.
I feel I can say that without revealing any...
Yeah. But also, once again, you can clearly see that he's drawing on his own, like the character is drawing on his own history.
Inspirations. Or not inspirations.
Experiences. Thank you. Yeah, and it's, like I said, some dark stuff that really does draw you in and adds to what is already a gripping and fantastic story.
Oh, she's gripping now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think trailer time?
Trailer time. Yeah, give you a vibe off this.
Trailer time.
Do that.
Can't watch this.
Okay, if you just give me 1 second there. Now if you want to do whatever intro you...
Trailer time.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
I'm so sorry.
I've killed 7 people. I've tortured them in unspeakable ways.
I don't want to die!
We're out of champagne.
What's a poor girl to do?
Get her sexy husband to get it from the store.
The labor of love.
Hey, baby, it's me. I'm just worried about you. Give me a call, okay? Have you heard about this Gemini killer? Was he talking with anyone?
Just paid left.
He went to the store, but he never came home.
For these sins, and all the sins of my past life, I ask absolution and penance from you, Father. Why are you doing this?
A very lost soul.
We know you did it. How could you? You've got the wrong guy.
I'm insane.
Sometimes what you see on the outside is not what's on the inside.
And we're back. That's the trailer.
Yeah.
Really good movie.
It's just...
It's really fun. It's a really good show.
Okay, so we were asked while the trailer was running what our thoughts
What our thoughts
were.
Thoughts on Slenderman were.
Yeah. And the answer is, I don't have any yet 'cause I haven't seen the trailer. But we're going to rectify that now, live on the Gorecast. Well,
no, stop introducing shit before I have it set up, dude. Give me a second.
I was going to say, now, you're not going to be able to see it, unfortunately, but you will be able to see our reactions to it.
No, they probably will be. I'm going to make it viewable for them.
Oh, because that wasn't... Okay.
That wasn't the plan initially, but you know me, I like to
work
on the fly.
Okay. The Slenderman thing, for those of you that don't know, came about in the last decade or so, maybe more, and started off...
Won't you see him?
Then became...
As you can see, that's nearly ready there now.
Became a creepypasta that was actually blamed for some real-life deaths at one point.
Yeah, some people did some kids did some stuff in the name of the
Slenderman.
In the name of the Slenderman.
But yeah, basically, eventually, this thing got so famous that clearly it's inspired a film. So,
yeah, I'm just trying to think what's the best way to do this, because you and I need to be able to hear it as well. And they also No, they won't be able to. Slenderman Trader. That one, presumably.
Okay, Twitter poll. If you could stay one age forever, what would it be?
Once you see him, you can't unsee him.
Sometimes I wish I could just get out of this stupid
Okay,
town.
Twitter poll. If you could stay one age forever, what would it be?
What about the age we are right now? Seriously?
Sometimes I wish we could just get out of this stupid town together.
So what the cops asked you?
He wanted to know if she ever talked about running away. Check this out. Here is the last site she visited.
Slender Man. He preys on innocent youth.
What was that? I think this is how we get Katie back.
Those who hear the 3 bells toll accept his invitation. When you hear the first, you must close your eyes.
Katie!
Opening your eyes only once you've heard the 3rd.
I think kind of girls watching it as well.
He gets in your head like a virus.
Some he takes, some he drives mad. Once you see him, you can't unsee him.
I can still see him. I can still see him. I can still see him. I can still see him. I can still see him.
I think we got our sounds like
Yeah, we would have done, but yeah, looks all right.
Yeah,
I feel it's going to be a jump scare fest. Would be my major, issue.
It's just interesting how basically they've it's like the viral version of Bloody Mary. In a way. You go through this ritual, this thing appears, and all of a sudden you can't get rid of it.
So I'm just reading here. What did you say? Sorry.
I was saying it's interesting how basically the Slender Man appears to be like the viral version of Bloody Mary. You do a ritual to summon her, and once that happens, it just does not go away and follows you everywhere. Death.
Yeah, it looks cool. I feel it's going to be the it's going to be up the kind of Insidious route kind of vibe. You know, it just looks like it's just going to be a lot of
scares.
Yeah, with some really cool graphics, because I will say Slender Man look sick as shit in there now, to be honest. But
see, that's the thing. A lot of times they're kind of like, oh, it'll look brilliant, and that's all they need to worry about. It's the
if you were to put it in wrestling terms, though, like creepypasta wise, Slender Man is so over that.
True.
Like, it's going to make its money.
Yeah.
What's an Irishman cough sound like?
Now you have it.
Why does Slendy cough like an Irishman? I must have coughed in the middle of the trailer.
Possibly.
That must have been what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much in the show now. Slenderman, crap. I wish we hadn't watched that now. I was ending on a high note because I was like, The Basement, which is doing its theatrical release and is available on digital download from September 15th, which I forgot to say earlier.
Definitely well worth getting that one. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I know it sounded like a bunch of jumbled up, gaggled at myself and Giz were talking about the movie, but when you see the movie, you'll be like, I know exactly what they were on about now.
Yeah. It's one of those films that...
It's a well thought out, very well shot. Nice. I liked a little bit of score underneath it as well. The music really worked with it.
Very good music in it.
Yeah, some very good music. I'll give the main actor guy credit for... Fuck, he's able to play a lot of roles.
Yeah.
Like, none of them sounded like one or two.
Yeah, but he was able to, like...
But you could, if you put them all on, if you were to record all of their audios and play them side to side, it does sound like 9 or 10 different people.
Yeah.
So
have you ever seen The Devil's Candy?
The Devil's Candy, we have, I think we reviewed that, didn't we? It's got the guy from Constantine who plays the priest in it, and he goes crazy. And it's got the guy from no, I'm blanking. I'm pretty sure we did The Devil's Candy. I'm really full sure we covered it. We have seen it. It's fucking great. Absolutely brilliant movie. Who asked that? Owen Rathchild O'Connor. That's a good name.
Oh, Rathchild? I know Rathchild.
Yeah, I've seen Devil's Candy. I thought it was pretty good.
Why is Byrne saying no soft kitty?
Oh, because evidently, while off camera during the trailer, Pam was supposed to either do something or convince you and I to sing Burn Soft Kitty, if I'm to understand it correctly, as she's poorly. No, would be the polite answer. Not even it. But there's no meowing Soft Kitty. No, I'm not singing Soft Kitty. Not on here.
Okay. And then
if you want to come over here, we'll fix Fake Her Up or whatever, I'll sing a Soft Kitty because that's how it's done.
Okay.
I won't put the Vicks on her, let Pam put the Vicks on her, and I'll just sing Soft Kitty.
Okay.
And play the lute.
That's your spot now.
It's the most logical answer I can think of.
Nice.
Thank you. And on that note, from myself and the Giz, fuck, the buttons are gone. Gorecast out.